Hello and thank you for watching this video. This is actually part 2 of a mini series that I've been putting together to teach you how to use a special tool called tactical arbitrage in order to get success selling on Amazon. You see, this channel is focused on helping you to reach success on Amazon, and it's actually, the way it came about was I did a video on how you can start generating revenue in the area of, say, $10,000 a month on Amazon as a seller, which is something that I do. And you see, one of the key elements in success on Amazon is having the right inventory. And that's very time consuming. So when you can leverage a tool like tactical arbitrage that's going to do so much of the legwork for you, it's going to free up your time and it's going to be to your advantage. We've been getting some great feedback, which is definitely motivating us to produce more. So we're excited to get on with it and get you that good information. So let's get going right now. This is what to sell on Amazon. I'm Horace. Let's go. Okay, guys, welcome back. And this is going to be part 2 of the mini series we're doing on tactical arbitrage. And I just want to tell you, guys, I am so excited about it. And here's the reason why. This is the comments that you guys made on the last video. I love it. It means so much to me, and I've said it last time and I will continue to say it because that's how passionate I am about it. This is how great you guys make me feel about doing this. It doesn't matter. It's just the issue is, you know, the importance, I should say, is that somebody cares about what I'm putting out here, and that is you guys. These few comments that you made mean everything, and we're going to keep it going, guys. We got us a little small community. That is what it's all about. That is what it's all about, making content to some people who care. So thank you so much. Please continue to engage with me. We're going to get better at this together. We're going to make this work, guys. I'm talking to you, Black and Gold, Ali, Hanks, Deborah. We can do this. This Amazon thing really isn't that hard, guys. Together, we can make this work. But I'm going to start holding you guys accountable as I get to know you. Okay, I'm watching you and I want to see some results. So I want some comments. I want to know that you guys are actually doing this, right? Taking in content is wonderful. And if that's all you want, then you let me know. And then I won't be on your back. But if you're telling me you want to actually do what I do, which is actually getting out there and making the money, then I'm going to have to start holding you accountable. And I want to start seeing what you're doing. You understand? I mean, we got to get serious about this. I don't really know what you guys are doing, and I need to know that. For those who this may be your first video, do what these guys are doing. These are real people making comments, and this is what it's all about, guys. So if this is your first time out here, subscribe to the channel, get involved, and let's do this. We're going to move over to my account. I got my ugly mug out here this time, which I usually try to keep out of here. But if you look, this is today's date, and I'm doing about 10,800 for the last 30 days. And for those of you who follow me, I'm down a bit. You know, we were up towards 14,000. Okay, but we fell off. So hey, what does that mean? That means I got to do more work. But this is true transparency. Okay, business, there's going to be ebb and flow. It's not always going to be if you looked at it as a graph, it's not going to be a constant upward trend. Okay, it's going to depend on how much work you're putting in. You guys know I work a regular job. I harp on that. I harp on that because the group that I'm looking for is the people that really resonate with me. If you work a job like me, but you're trying to use something to leverage, to get some more income, to better yourself, I want to work with you. That's what I do. I'll work with anyone, but I'm partial to those who have a similar situation like me, of course. So let's get into it. Again, we're talking about tactical arbitrage, and in this video particularly, we're going to actually show you how to run a search. I don't have all the answers. I don't use the software as, you know, to its utmost, you know what I'm saying, to the fullest extent, because it's so robust. There's just a lot of things that I don't do. You can go, Jim is going to link the part 1, so that if you haven't had a chance to watch the overview of how to navigate basically around the site, go back and watch that. That way you kind of know, you can be caught up to speed. Because in this video, we're not going to spend a lot of time on navigating. We're going to actually get in and show how to run a search, at least how I do it. So this will be the screen that you log in on. And right here, right away, they have the free trial highlighted. And as I've said before, there'll be a link in the description if you want a 10-day free trial. You can go ahead and use that. But it seems like most of you guys, you know, tactical arbitrage, or most people in our field just refer to it as TA. So if I say TA, I'm talking about tactical arbitrage. Most of you guys already have it. So I don't think there's going to be too many people looking for a free trial. But if this is your first time out here, if you haven't heard about it, guys, you really need to take advantage of the free trial. It costs you nothing. They do not want credit card information so that they can try to get you later. Oh my God, this is just, I can't say enough about the software. So let's get into it. After this screen, when you get logged in, you'll come to your dashboard. And once you get into the dashboard, when you're ready to run a search, you'll come over and highlight here where it says product search. You'll hit that. Now, I have it in basic. That's the, I have it in here just to kind of give you an idea of all the stores that you can source for. I mean, look at these. It is amazing the amount of stores. I don't use a quarter of the stores that are available. It's just too much. I mean, but this, you could run a search in basic. I don't run it in basic. I run it in advanced. So here with this toggle, you can toggle between advanced and basic, and you'll see the difference. But let's say you wanted to run a search in basic. Here you get to see all of the stores in this format, you know, with the different logos and stuff like that. And it kind of makes it easy to kind of recognize. So let's say you were going to source Big Lots. That's a favorite of mine. You would click on that, and now over here on the right, hopefully you can see it. I mean, my big head is probably right in the way. I wonder, tell you what, I'm gonna pause this, and I'm gonna move my big head over. I'm gonna move my big head down, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I should have my big head out of the way. And as I was saying, once you click over here on the store that you want to search on, then you'll see it populate over here. Now you just have to, at this point, you're using your filters. So you want to select the category that you want to search. Okay, so you walk into Big Lots, what are you looking for, right? You've got to tell the system what categories you want to run. So what you would do is you would open this up, and you see how all of these are checked. The categories that you want should be checked. Now I like grocery, so I would uncheck all of these, right? And the only thing I would have, for example, would be grocery, and then if you know the store has a discount, if you're using cash back, gift cards, you would put those percentages in there, and that way the system would adjust for those discounts. If you know you're going to have sales tax, whatever the percentage is in your state, you would put that here. If you're using a prep service, you'd put that per item fee here. If you know what it's going to cost, you're going to estimate what it would cost to send the product to Amazon. You need to factor that in. A good rule of thumb would be $1, because once you get your shipments up, it'll be well under that. And then from here, you would just click search. But we're going to move over to the advanced, which is the way I like to do it. Now you watch when you toggle over, you see how everything changes. Okay. Now to get to the site that you want right in this area, website, you'll open it up. Now that's a different look, right? It doesn't look nice with the boxes and the fonts, but I like to just come over this way. Another one of my favorite stores would be Target. So come down and you see Target here. You'll click that. Now you see the logo over here. Now what you'll notice, I have Easy Bulk highlighted. If you undid it, it'd be like that. You want that on there, okay? So here we go again. Look at all your different categories. You have to tell Target what you want to search. I tell you, a good one would be clearance, especially if you're new to this, if you really haven't picked your niche. Clearance is a great way to find sales. So let's just say you clicked clearance. Now I'm going to click add to bulk because we have Easy Bulk selected. Now watch what happens, because what you're paying attention to is this over this. You can only have up to 500 categories. So let me show you what I mean by that. If you click on, we'll unclick clearance. If you click on electronics, well, you have subcategories under electronics. Now let's see if we'll deselect all, and what we'll do is click on electronics. There is a way that you can get into your subcategories. Let's see if we can figure that out. Because what happens is this: you might, for example, you might want to go under baby, but there are subcategories under babies. Or you may want to go electronics, but there are subcategories. You see this arrow right here? Open that up, and now you have all of your subcategories. Now by default or automatically, everything that falls under electronics at Target is going to be highlighted. Maybe you don't want batteries, for instance, because if you're trying to do FBA, you know that Amazon won't allow you to ship batteries in there. So why would you want the system using resources to search under their batteries in the electronics category? Maybe you don't do cameras and camcorders. Maybe you don't do cell phones. You see? So it's important. And this is just another way to show you just how deep you could go. What if you like electronics, but all you want is, I don't know, wearable technology? So again, what we're going to do, we'll get rid of that. We're going to look at clearance. Let's open that up. What are the subcategories? This would be perfect for you. You got baby clearance, you got beauty clearance, you got home clearance. This is what you want. Now here we go again. We're looking, this number right here, this 0 should populate when you go add to bulk. Okay? And it didn't do it. So let's hold on a second. If that doesn't work, clear that. And then we'll do it again. We'll go clearance. We'll add to bulk. Hold on a second. Okay, so now you see it populated. Now it should have populated before the search started, but you saw where I just went ahead and clicked search, and now you can see it starting to run. Now it'll say search in progress over here. It'll tell you what row, and now you see the current page. It's working. You have one search active. I still don't know why that didn't populate beforehand, but it's actually searching right now. It has already checked 42 items, okay? And look, it already has 6 items added, okay? Now, let's say this is a search that you're going to want to do all the time. You like doing the, where are we at? Target, and you like using the clearance all the time. So what you could do, you could save this search, right? That way you could come to it next time. So what you would do is you would hit save, and now look at, you can see all of your clearance at target. And then what you would do is you want to name the search. So you would go here in this box is where you would enter the name. So let's say I just called it target clearance, and we go save. Now you see the name populated. Now you have saved it. So you can do multiple searches. So let's say, and I'm going to give you an example. So this search is running. So you have one search active right now. And if you wanted to add another search, the first thing you're going to want to do, and this is just from my experience, I will come out of the product search tab. So I'll just go back to the dashboard. Then I'll go back to product search. Now, as long as this is 0, you should be okay. Sometimes this will be populated, and then you would want to clear that out. Okay. Now, watch what I do. I'm going to come to easy bulk. So right there. Now, in this box, here are all the searches that I have saved. Look at, you see how you have target clearance? Because we just created that, right? If you were to click on that, it's going to automatically put that. Remember that 11 over 500? But we're not going to use that because we already have that search running. What we're going to do, we're going to go and we're going to pick one that I'll run. For example, Walmart toys. That's I already got that saved. So I don't have to do all this picking a website and all that. Now look at, you got 309 over 500. All of my parameters are set, but we need to get into those parameters, right? So that's what I didn't talk about before we started the search. Once you set your filters, the system is already gonna have the filters out here. But let's say, so instead of doing a save, I'm just showing you how you would once you already have something saved. But let's clear that, and I tell you what we'll do. We'll pick a brand new search. We're using the advanced. We'll pick another website that I like. So let's see. Well, we could pick anything. We'll pick, and you can also say if you know what you want. So let's say we're going to go Kohl's. As soon as you type K-O, there's Kohl's. Now you see it populate over here. Now you see all of your categories, right? Let's just say we were going to look at baby gear. Okay. And let's say also we want to look at toys. And you could narrow it down if you want, but we're not. Now watch over here again. Let's see if it works this time. We'll add to bulk. Now you see how that changed from 0 over 500 to 9 over 500. So you got 5 categories. 9 categories. That includes the subcategories as well. All right. Now let's go to the filter. The first, all of these can be open like this. So we'll go one by one. Now remember, on the when we were toggled over to basic, you had everything over here. But in advanced, you can do all sorts of things. So what you want to focus on, again, is if you're getting cash back, gift card discounts. These are all of your discounts that you could apply. And then also sales tax. Okay. So we'll close that. Then we'll come to the remove. What if there's certain things you don't want? Okay. I have my rank. I will search anything up to 200,000 sales rank. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't like going beyond 50,000. Okay. That's up to you. I like up to 200,000 because I get more results and I know how to source. I know how to use a lot of factors to determine whether or not I have a good deal or not. You can say remove if estimated sales is less than. The system is going to tell you, it's going to estimate how many sales there are per month. Maybe you don't want an item if there's less than 10 sales per month, because for you, that's just not going to move enough. Some people care if the number of sellers is less than or more than. Some people say, hey, if there's not a lot of sellers, then this isn't a popular product. Some people say, if there's too many sellers, then I'm going to have to share the buy box. So you see all the things you can do. Remove if number of competitive FBA sellers is more than. Think about the power of that. Maybe you only want products where you're going to be the only FBA seller. Then you put a 0. Or maybe you're willing to compete with 3 FBA sellers, but no more. I don't look at that, but maybe you. Remove third-party sellers from the results. Maybe now you don't want to see the results showing third-party sellers. Some people don't like oversized products, out-of-stock products. That's a good one. I like them to show products that are out of stock, because if I can source it, then I know I'm going to be the only one with it. So you see all of these different things you can remove. I mean, you can get into that. That's very powerful. So we'll move on to the next. This is your cost and fees. And we kind of covered that looking at the basic search. But in the advanced, here we go again. What does it cost you per piece to prep an item? What is your cost per bundling? This is if you're using a prep service, and they will tell you what their rates are. This is, again, your estimate to ship the product in, assuming that you're doing FBA. Okay? All right, so we'll close that. Now you got your profit and ROI. This is important. Some people, they have a certain rules. They only want to deal with a product if they can make at least $5 or at least $10. That's where you would put that in there. You know, that's up to you. Some people, it's not about how much the dollar amount. It's about the return on investment. Okay. Maybe you want at least a 40% return on investment or ROI. Okay. So then you have other filters. And these are pretty self-explanatory, but here it says always show Amazon out of stock results. I like that. Also show reverse search results. This is a powerful one. It's going to give you a lot more data, but if you love data, this is going to be great. So let's say you're searching. In this search, we're searching Kohl's. And let's say the system brings you back some results based on what you suggested. But then what if the system sees the product on other websites, and you might even get a better deal? It will show you other stores where you can get the same product. I don't use that because that gives you a whole bunch more data. Maybe in another video we'll show you what those results look like. And then also you can save this filter. Just this section is what we're talking about. Just all of these filters. You could save that. For example, you might call this, and I'm just coming up with something, the basic Kohl's filter. And you might use this filter on any search, but you could save that. All right. So what would happen, now you have that saved. The next search you wanted to do, you can pick that filter. See where it says here, used saved filters? And now we have the basic Kohl's filter. So you might be searching Walmart, but you like this set of filters right here. And I just called it the basic Kohl's filter. You would call it whatever. And then here you can, and that way you don't have to spend all the time in this section. Okay. So at this point, you can see how many filters you got applied. You could go ahead and hit search. And then you see how everything repopulates. Now you have 2 active searches going. Okay. So here's what we're going to do, because I've done enough yakking. And you can see whenever you get a search going, you want to watch, you want to see things start to populate. Sometimes instead of actually doing the search, it'll kick you out and it'll say, instead of search in progress, it'll say search finished. Something you didn't do right. You need to go back, make some changes, give the system something more to bite on. You know, that could be the issue. But when you see it working this long, you know you're good. Now you got 2 active searches, and if you go into your search manager, you can see both of those searches. And you can actually see in your search manager, you can see those 2 searches active. You can see all of, you know, the minimum gross profit and all of this, whatever your filters were right here. And you can see all types of stuff, the time that it's been scanning, blah, blah, blah. You can even start to look at the results of that search, right? There may be something available. You don't have to wait for it to be finished, but you usually want to give it a little bit of time. At least I would say probably 30 minutes. Boy, it's doing a lot of searching. Boy, it hit that many. That is a lot. Oh, maybe that's from some previous searches I didn't clear out yet. But so yeah. What we'll do is, you've heard enough of my yakking for today. What we'll do is we'll come back, and in the next video we're going to show you how to go through the results. Okay, that's going to be important. So we'll keep it going, guys. Once again, thanks so much for your time. Step by step, we're gonna master this together, and we're gonna get you going. Okay, take it easy.
Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. This is going to conclude this video. Hope you got some good information, some value out of it. If so, please give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel because we're going to keep cranking them out. Please do engage with us. I enjoy giving recognition where it's due. I love having a small community of people that help one another. Remember, you don't have to do this alone, and together we can do it. So please engage with me. If there's anything that I did not cover with tactical arbitrage, let me know. That's going to help give me something to talk about and make sure that you guys are getting the help that you need. That's very important. If you want to contact me, you're more than welcome to. I encourage it one way or another. If you want one-on-one interaction, we can do that. Okay. For those of you who are new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. For those of you who have been regulars, you can expect that I'm going to be reaching out to you because there will be some accountability. There needs to be if you're serious about the business. So with that, we're going to get working on the next video. So that concludes this, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. This is What to Sell on Amazon. I'm Horace, and I'm out.